Hello, my name is Dawn from Infinite You Life Coaching. Welcome to our yin practice today. We'll be doing an approximately hour-long yin. In this yin, we'll be working our hips, and in working our hips, we're also looking to clarify our mind. So let's go ahead and get into a comfortable seat. You'll see that I do have a couple of props here. I highly recommend using props today. So we have a set of blocks and a yoga bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use like maybe a couple or a thick, firm pillow from your couch would be a great option. So let's go ahead and get into our comfortable seat. Notice your sit bones touching the floor, the mat, and just breathe. Arriving onto our mat and accepting that our mat is a safe place. Can feel the floor and the mat supporting us. Maybe softening your gaze or closing your eyes. And bringing your attention to your breath. Feeling your belly and your ribs moving with every inhale and every exhale. But also noticing the sounds around you. Maybe the temperature of the air touching your skin. And again, noting yourself rooting down into the earth. For the next hour, there's nothing to do and nowhere to go. So let's set the intention of allowing our body to relax. In our yin poses today, we'll be holding all the poses for 5 minutes. Unless it's a left and right pose, we'll be holding for 3. And in that time, you want to find that edge. You don't want to make it so painful that you can't relax. Just touch the sensation of it. And as you hold the pose, you may find that gravity calls you down deeper into the pose. So that intention of just allowing whatever to be, and also allowing ourselves to grow, allowing ourselves to relax. Using our breath as a tool today, we'll be taking deep inhales and really extending those exhales. And we'll also be touching stillness. So in a 5-minute pose, sometimes that may feel long. We're going to allow that time to be. We're going to allow ourselves just to be in the pose. When we drift, we'll just gently come back. And you can gently flutter your eyes open. And from here, we're going to take just a few minutes to do a breathing pranayama. So this is called Nadi shodhana. Nadi shodhana is alternate nostril breathing, and there's lots of different ways to do it. People have different ways of holding their hands. Some people have a finger on their third eye. If you want to use the technique that you were taught, or if you want to try something new, it doesn't matter. An option, if you have a runny nose, it is kind of that season. You might want to grab a tissue or something and blow your nose first. There's no hands Nadi shodhana, where you just kind of focus on breathing in one side and then out the other. So really bringing your attention to your nose. And I actually find that to be very powerful. So you get to choose. Let's go ahead, and you're going to take your right hand and take your right thumb and block your right nostril. And we're going to take a breath in here. Then taking your ring and pinky finger, we're going to block the left nostril as we breathe out the other side. So breathe in. Switch back to your thumb as you let go. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Thumb down and pinky and ring finger up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Block with your thumb. Let go on the other side. Exhale. Inhale. Now block both sides. Let go and exhale. And just take a few breaths here to see if you notice any difference. Not just with your breathing, but your whole being. One more breath. And we're going to come into our first yin pose. So bringing your feet together out in front of you. You want your feet relatively far away from you since we'll be holding this pose for 5 minutes. So options here is if you have a bolster and coming forward, you want a little bit of support. You can do that. You can also bring even with your feet wide, if you're feeling discomfort, you can be sitting on a blanket. You can also use your blocks underneath your knees just so that it's not painful. You want to feel something here, but you don't want it to be painful. So once you find the position you want to be in, we're going to take a nice tall spine, breathing in, and then ever so gently start coming down. Again, maybe you have the bolster in front of you. Maybe resting your arms on the bolster and your head on your hands. We'll be holding this for 5 minutes. So let's kind of integrate in those long breaths. So you should feel some sensation here, but not pain. Let's go ahead and breathe in. And gently let that go. And see if you can breathe into where you feel the sensation. So breathing in, positive energy and healing. On the exhale, letting go of what no longer serves you, allowing whatever's tight to soften. With every inhale, cycling in that light, the nutrients, the healing. And every exhale is the letting go of what shouldn't be there. Softening, surrender. And in yin poses, not only are we working to soften the area where we feel tension, that's our ultimate goal, but it can be very, very helpful to begin by softening your eyes and your forehead, allowing your jaw to be relaxed, releasing any habitual tension in your neck and your shoulders. So just softening. And I'm going to leave you here in silence to breathe, cycling in the positivity and letting go of what no longer serves you. And you can take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go, softening your body even more. Another deep breath in, breathing that positive healing energy right into your hips. And exhale, maybe even with a sigh. Letting go of what no longer serves you. When it feels comfortable, you may slowly begin raising your head, maybe pushing into your bolster or your feet. And then setting your bolster aside. We're just going to come onto our back and pull our knees into our chest here. Just a good hug. Maybe holding opposite elbows, slight rock side to side. And from here, we're just going to roll onto our side as we come back up. And then setting ourselves up for our next pose. This is a left and right pose, so we'll be doing 3 minutes on each side. I'm going to be setting up 2 blocks side by side. Now you'll have the option of doing tall or not. We're going to be coming into lizard pose. So once you have your blocks set up, we're just going to come into a tabletop position. And then from here, we're just going to kind of step our right foot forward. And you see I've got the 2 blocks here. And that way I can put my elbows on. If this seems way too low, you can bring those blocks up to a taller position. And then adjusting your back leg to what feels good. So again, this is going to be a 3-minute pose, so finding comfort, but also feeling the stretch. And remember, there's no need to force or push. That gravity is already pulling you. So just allow only the muscles that need to hold you up to be working. And we'll find a deep breath in and gently letting that go. And see if you can soften on every exhale. If at any point you become uncomfortable, you can always come back into child's pose or tabletop just to relax. But even if you come into child's pose or seated position, if you come out, continue to breathe. Breathe with the intention of getting back into the position. Always listening to your body when it needs rest or if a pose is not good for you. If you find that over time you're able to go a little lower, you could lower your blocks or take the blocks away altogether. It's okay to let your head rest here. Breathe into that sensation, breathing in positivity and healing light. And exhaling, just surrendering and softening. On the inhale, bringing your awareness to the area we're working with. Letting it know you see it and you appreciate it and love it. Just breathe. And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in together. And gently let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And sighing out what no longer serves you. Taking one hand to the mat, we'll push ourselves back. And I'm just going to take a child's pose here really quick. Maybe rocking side to side. Then coming back up to tabletop, we're going to take that to the other side. So adjusting your blocks if you want to start in the higher position. Coming into tabletop, we'll step the left foot forward. Bringing your forearms and elbows onto the blocks. And then just adjusting your back leg to a comfortable position. Just breathe here. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. And soften on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And just surrender. Allowing any muscle not working to hold you up to relax. Also not overworking the muscles that are working. Testing how much more can you let go. Remember having a soft face, soft eyes, soft jaw. Help your entire body to relax. Allowing every exhale to be an opportunity to soften. And taking a long, slow, deep breath in. And slowly let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in, feeling all that positivity and healing. And sigh out what no longer serves you on the exhale. Carefully taking one hand down to the mat. And bringing your knee back, you can set your blocks to the side. And we're going to be coming into a child's pose. This will be a yin hold. So if seated in a child's pose too long is too much, you could use a blanket between your bottom and your heels. You could also sit on a block. But if you're good, you get to choose how wide apart your knees are. You also get to choose If you want your hands behind you or in front of you, I am going to do hands behind me today. So this is a 5-minute pose. So just allow yourself to surrender. There's nothing your body needs to hold up here. Use the beginning of this pose to notice if there's any adjustments you need to make. Otherwise, just let go. For the next 5 minutes, all you need to do is let go. Just be. Continuing to take those deep breaths. And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And just just surrender to the mat on the exhale. Let's take another long, slow, deep breath in. And sigh to let it all go. When you're ready, you can bring your hands next to your head and just push into the floor as we come up. We're going to be coming into some cat-cows, so hands can be directly underneath your shoulders and hips directly above your knees. And we're just going to inhale as we drop our belly and take our gaze and heart up to the sky. Exhale, starting with your pelvis. Start one vertebrae at a time, pushing your back up towards the ceiling as you tuck your chin. Inhale, dropping the belly, opening the heart. Exhale, curving that spine, tucking your chin to your chest. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, dropping your belly, opening your heart. And exhale, tucking your tailbone and curving your back up like a scared cat. From here, we're going to come into sleeping swan. So just bringing your right knee by your right thumb and then extending that left leg behind you. So if you look back, it shouldn't be coming out to the side. It's directly behind you. And you can stay here. You could also bring your bolster if you want to just come down partially. And just finding that spot where you feel some sensation. This is a two-sided pose, so we'll do 3 minutes on each side. So once you've found where you want to be, let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And just soften on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And just let go. Continuing the long breaths. Breathing into any sensation. And letting go of what may no longer serve you. Whatever that might be. It could be the tightness. It could also be emotions that come up from these long holds. But just breathe. Let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And just soften on the exhale. Another inhale, bringing in all that positivity and healing. And just sigh it out on the exhale. When you're ready, just bring your hands down to the mat. We're going to push up. And then just coming back into that tabletop position. Maybe just moving your hips left to right for a moment. And then we're going to move right to the other side. So again, this time bring your left knee towards your left thumb and taking that right leg straight behind you. Maybe having the bolster in front of you. And then coming down into a comfortable position. And once you're there, we'll take a nice long deep breath in. And gently let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And allowing your whole body to just surrender on the exhale. Allowing every exhale the opportunity to soften a little bit more. Just breathe. And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And just sigh out what no longer serves you. When you're ready, pushing up into your hands, this time putting your weight into that left hip as we swing that back leg forward. And now let's just take some windshield wipers side to side. Just loosening up those hips a little bit. And from here, we're going to be coming into a straddle position. So if you do have a bolster, you might want that out in front of you. Now, we're going to be holding this pose for 5 minutes, so definitely don't overdo the stretch. It can be helpful to raise your bottom and just kind of scoot your bottom forward just to open that area a little bit more. If you do have a bolster, what we can do is we can use it as a headrest. So if it's too much to come forward in your straddle, you can also put it in front of you to rest your elbows on. So again, your knees and toes are pointing up, but my feet are pretty relaxed. So from here, let's take a nice tall seat with our inhale and exhale, walking our fingertips forward. If you're resting your elbows on the bolster, you can just relax your head down. If you're using your bolster to support your head, you're just going to put your weight right into that bolster. Your hands could be wherever is comfortable. We're going to be holding this pose for 5 minutes. So let's take a long, slow, deep breath in, breathing right into the hip and the inner thigh. And just soften and relax on that exhale. Again, breathing that positive healing energy into your hips, into your inner thigh. And just softening on that exhale. Let your head soften, maybe making 2 fists to rest your forehead on. You could always have a pillow. And now just breathe. Continue cycling the good coming in with the in-breath and letting out the negative on the exhale. Just breathe.
And let's take a long, slow, deep breath in. And softening and surrendering on the exhale. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And just let go. Sigh on your exhale, maybe. And from wherever you are, just using your hands to gently ease you back up. It's going to set the bolster aside. And just gently, maybe even with assistance from your arms, bringing your legs back up to center. And we're just going to take some windshield wipers, side to side. And from here, we're going to come into our frog pose. So we can use our bolster for this. So having the bolster out in front of you, if you want your knees on your mat, you would be facing the long way of your mat. If it doesn't matter to you, then you could be facing the front of your mat. So we're just going to come into a tabletop position over our bolster. So from here, you're going to start widening your knees, and you get to decide how wide, right? So feet are going to be at a 90-degree angle. Knees are also at a 90-degree angle. If that's uncomfortable, you can bring your feet back together. So then lowering yourself down onto your bolster and just finding a comfortable place. If you wanted to do a cheek down, you could do it that way. If you feel like you don't need the bolster, you don't need to use the bolster. If you feel like the bolster is not big enough, we could also take a couple of blocks underneath to bring that bolster up a little bit higher. And then maybe not having your legs at the 90-degree angle. So always listening to our bodies. So just kind of figure out, where is it that I'm feeling a stretch, but it doesn't hurt. So any of these are an option you can take. I am going to set the timer for 5 minutes, though I am allowing this time of us figuring out what pose to count. And once you find the pose of your choice, just settle in, relax. Let's go ahead and take a long, slow, deep breath in. And really just allow your body to soften on this exhale. Feel it sinking down into the mat. Take another long, slow, deep breath in. And just sigh it out. And when you're ready, we're just going to bring our feet together. We'll push up into our hands and slowly start walking our knees back into center. We won't need our bolster or our blocks for the rest of this practice. So we're going to come down onto our backs. And just having a hand on each knee, we're just going to rotate our knees in a circle. Continuing to breathe, maybe connecting the breath to the motion of your knees. And we'll take it in the other direction, being as big or small as you'd like. Then bringing your knees back up to center, we're going to take our arms out to the side, maybe straight out, maybe in cactus, and then dropping your knees down to the left side. Gaze can be up to the ceiling or to your right side. And this is a sided pose, so we're just going to hold this for 3 minutes. Using your breath to soften. Every exhale is offering you a gift. And taking a long, slow, deep breath in. Gently letting that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And sigh on the exhale. On your next inhale, bringing your knees back up to center. And then slowly lowering them to the other side. Gaze can be up to the sky or to your right side. We'll hold this for 3 minutes. So allow your body to soften here. Remember, if I can soften my face, my jaw, my hands, my shoulders, that's going to help my back and hips to release. So every inhale, an opportunity to let go. Just breathe. And taking a long, slow, deep breath in. And ever so gently letting that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And sigh on the exhale. On your next inhale, being gentle, bring your knees back up. We'll give them a little squeeze. And then taking your choice of Shavasana here. So if you want to take traditional, you can have your legs extended out. Arms at your side, palms up. Maybe you want to bring your feet together for a reclined butterfly. You could always prop your blocks underneath your knees. Or you could also take a constructive rest. So feet flat on the floor, knees knocking in together. So feet are hip width, well, edge of your mat width apart. And then we're just going to settle into our mat. just allowing your body to take in all the sensations that our practice just welcomed in. Feeling your breath moving in through your nose, feeling that cool air passing through your nostrils. And as your exhale comes along, that warm air now exiting out into the environment around you. Watching your breath move in, feeling the cool air going past your nostrils and down your throat, down into your belly and your chest area. Allowing that breath to hover there for a moment. And then slowly releasing it now that it's changed. The warm air coming up through your throat, past your nostrils, out into the world around you. Just watching. Noticing how your breath pulls you in into this peace inside of you. Let's touch that peace in our Shavasana today. Just breathe. And taking a deep breath in. And ever so slowly letting that go. Another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently releasing that. Maybe bringing some gentle motion to your fingers and your toes. Maybe even turning or side to side action of your feet and your hands. Maybe knocking your head side to side. Then bringing your feet so they're flat on the mat and rolling to a comfortable side. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. And then maybe leaving your eyes closed or your gaze softened. Coming back up into a seated position just to close out our practice. Let's do hands down on our knees, feeling the warmth of your knees. Again, feeling your sit bones and your feet touching the floor, that you're still supported. Noticing any sensations inside your body, maybe like that life energy prana moving, like a tingling or a hum. Just watch, just observe. Notice how you feel. And then bring our hands to heart center, bowing our heads down to our own hearts in gratitude for showing up on the mat today, because it's not always easy. May our practice offer you comfort and a positive step into the day ahead. Namaste.